All right. Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Kimani, and today we're gonna be talking about this bad boy right here. If you don't know, this is an S2000. This is a 2003 Honda S2000. It's mine. Had it for 4 years, going on almost 5. I'm in love with this thing, and yeah, today we're just gonna we're just gonna talk about it. Basically, I'm gonna run you through the channel. What I plan to do with this channel, like plans for the car. I'll even run you through the mods I have, what it used to look like, and all that stuff. And then you're gonna want to stick around till the end because I do have a little special surprise as far as future plans for this thing goes. So stick around for that. You'll see a little teaser at the end of the video. Oh, also, if you've ever seen this Instagram video floating around on the internet, yeah, that's this car. All right, without further ado, this is, like I said, a 2003 S2000. If you know anything about S2000s, AP1. If you don't know anything about S2000s, basically the AP1 is the first generation. Ran from 2000 to 2003, and then from 2004 to 2009, we got the AP2, which is, there were various changes. They dropped the red line, you know, added a little bit more low-end torque, bored it out to a 2.2 versus the 2.0 that's in this. But I'm not gonna go into like technical specs or, you know, like turn it into a review. If you're here, there's a chance you already know what the S2000 is. But if you don't, there are tons of great resources out there for you that you can use. But anyways, I'm really just here to talk about mine. So let's dive into mine and why I bought it and what makes it special to me. So October of 2020 rolls around. We're mid-COVID. Everybody's going crazy, and being the sane and reasonable individual I am, I decided, let me buy a car. Essentially, it was at work, just scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, as one does, and I stumbled on this bad boy. Grand Prix White. It was around the Seattle area, but essentially stumbled on this, and it was great timing because I had just discovered the tan interior. That is, for the model year, that's a pretty rare option. Only about 750 2003s were made with a tan interior, white over tan. So I started like kind of fantasizing about how I would customize it, and I was basically hooked. And then that listing popped up, and I knew it was time. It was absolutely time to do it, and it was right around my 22nd birthday. So I was like, okay, you know what? We're gonna do it. Went out to Seattle, drove out there with a truck and trailer. It was my first time ever trailering a car or buying a car out of state, so that was awesome. Went out there, grabbed it, and honestly, this car, I don't know why I didn't walk away, because this car looked, let me just show you what it looked like. This is what it looked like. Yeah, not the nicest. Fake carbon everywhere, and the soft top was completely ripped. The tan seats were traded out for black vinyl seats, and that was an interesting choice. But essentially, I worked my way up with it and kind of converted it back to stock, and then from there, I got it to look like this. All right, before I talk about like the car itself, let's talk about like me, a little bit about me.
Oh, fuck it. Down.
I've been a huge car guy basically my whole life since I developed a consciousness. Basically, I've been sleeping, breathing cars nonstop. Started with, you know, Fast and Furious. Grew up on Fast and Furious. Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, all that stuff. And honestly, it's just kind of developed as I grew older. But essentially, you know, getting out of high school, it got to that point where I was like, okay, I need to look for a car. Like, I need for a nice first car. And I didn't really care to do like the whole like tuning and modding thing. Like, I wasn't super into it at the time, but honestly, it was bound to come. But essentially, started looking for like a cool first car, and I would just like go through forums, YouTube videos, and just look up like affordable, cool cars. And long story short, stumbled on the S2000, and I was hooked. Honestly, I thought they were super cool. They're rear wheel drive. They're all 6-speed manuals, and it's a roadster. So what's not to love? Got hooked on the S2000, and I decided that's gonna be my cool car. That's gonna be my modded car. When it came down to it, time to buy my first car, I settled on a Civic. And I think I might have a picture of it. It's the world's crappiest Civic, but I love that thing to death. Anyways, moving forward, after the Civic, I moved to Idaho, where I am right now, and I got a 944. I'll throw a picture of that up. I had that 944 for about 2 years, and then finally I sorted out all the mechanicals. The only thing left was paint, and I was like, well, I ain't got money for paint. That's expensive. So I went ahead and sold it, and I was like, it's time to finally get this thing. So let's talk about what I have done to mine. We'll start with the most obvious. It's a 20th anniversary front bumper. Honda came out with it in 2019, like the name suggests, for their 20th anniversary. So saw that, and I was like, okay, gotta get that. Honestly, I wasn't super hooked on it, but when it showed up, and I was like, I put it on the car, and I have some pictures of when I first put it on the car. I'll throw them up here. I thought it looked pretty good, and honestly, once it was painted, and I threw the lip on, I had a different lip on. I'll talk about the lip here in a second. Painted it, threw the lip on, and I was like, oh my god, that looks awesome. So that's what that front bumper is. The lip is actually my third lip because yeah, lips are a thing. So absolutely destroyed my 2 front lips that are supposed to be with the 20th anniversary. If I can find a picture of what those look like, I'll throw it up. But anyways, this is a Splitter Gang front lip. I found them last winter. I saw the lip. It's basically a full front splitter. It's solid aluminum, and it's got like a little scratch guard under it. So that was a no-brainer essentially. When I saw it, I was like, okay, I gotta get that. And I think it looks super aggressive without looking too racy. And that's what I don't like about like Voltex or Spoon. They're a little too much for me. So moving on from the front bumper, we have some Rays 57 CRs, 18 by 8.5 plus 37, I believe. I think it's plus 37. And then we're running Firestone Firehawk Indy 500s all the way around. And that is not an OEM color for Rays. I actually got these powder coated by my buddy Forrest in triple bronze prismatic powders. I think it looks great when it hits the sunlight. It's dark enough to where you think it might be black in low light, but it's just enough to where you can see that it's still bronze. And then behind the wheels, threw on some Acura TL Type S Brembo calipers, and retrofitted them myself. Got them machined down so the caliper ears would fit. And I think the front brakes are, I think the rotors might be EBCs. I think so. I think the front rotors might be EBCs. The rear regular Stop Tech rotors and pads all the way around. So yeah, that's it for the wheels. And then lowered on BC Racing coilovers, BR type I think is what they're called. Found a smoking deal on eBay. That was awesome. Coming back around to the front side now, we have AP2 replica headlights. And then one of my favorite touches on this car is the side badges. That's not stock. That is not OEM. That's actually the Honda S800, which is this car's kind of like predecessor. This is the S600 and the S800 were the car that came before this, and I wanted to take a little piece of that and throw it on the car somewhere. And I think it worked out great because I didn't want to spend $50 on OEM side badges. So, great stuff. Moving on to the backside, AP2 taillights and Skunk 2, I think. I think it's a Skunk 2 exhaust. I think it sounds pretty good. I'll throw the audio clip in right here. Okay, and then let's talk about the interior. So, interior, we're running, honestly, there's not much that's done to the interior. We have like a NSX Type R shift knob, custom shift boot. That's all there is. Oh, the steering wheel. Okay, let me show you guys the steering wheel. I'm a huge fan of like the removable steering wheels and aftermarket steering wheels. I think those are cool, but I think my whole thing with this build is just simple and clean. And what I did was I got some leather, reupholstered it, and added some tan stitching. Just enough to, you know, make it kind of my own without being another aftermarket steering wheel S2000. Last interior mod, I guess, that I have is Uniden R8 radar detector. Bought that almost 2 years ago now. Ever since I haven't had any issues with speeding tickets or anything since I've had that radar detector. So shout out Uniden. It's probably one of the best radar detectors on the market. Little spendy, but the first time it goes off, it pays for itself. But anyways, one of my favorite mods that I've done to this car, and the one that I personally think makes this car stand out from any other S2000 anywhere on the planet, the soft top. Anyways, yeah, I think it's one of my favorite mods, and I think the car, it ties everything together. The tan interior, the bronze wheels, everything just, I love the tan soft top. That's my favorite part. But anyways, moving on. Plans for the channel going forward. I've never seen an S2000 like mine before. So I kind of want to just document it and get it out into the internet. Other than Instagram, honestly, I don't know, if you Google tan soft top S2000, fun fact, that's gonna be the first car that pops up is this. The plan is this car will be naturally aspirated for the last time. Yeah, we're going turbo this winter, and if you want to see the build process, subscribe, because the very next episode is gonna be basically filmed back to back with this episode, and I'm gonna be jacking the car up, getting it prepped. I'm gonna go ARP head studs, get a new head gasket in there while I'm at it, do some timing components, because one thing I didn't mention is this car has 224,000 miles. Might not look like it, but 100% does. But we are gonna throw 15 PSI of boost at it, and hope piston number 4 doesn't see the moon. So yeah, if you wanna see that, stick around, because that's what's to come. But yeah, if you've watched the video this far, I really appreciate it. This is my first YouTube video. Who knows, maybe I'll get the hang of this and keep doing it more, but appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, comments, let me know down in the comment section. In the next couple of videos, I'll try and get some stuff answered. If you guys want to see some more stuff, like, you know, pros and cons of owning an S2000, what to look for when buying an S2000, you know, like what it's like to live with one. Yeah, just drop a comment and I'll answer them. Also, last but not least, shout out to my buddy Nick for letting me use his garage while he's deployed. He's gonna go out there and fight for our country. So shout out to Nick. Appreciate you, man. I literally could not have done this without you, because it might not look like it out there, but it is like 40 degrees outside. So that definitely helps. Anyways, done rambling. Appreciate you guys for watching. Till the next video. Peace.
This is probably gonna be the last time she's ever running. Kind of sad, but it's for the better. Anything for more.